about specific things.
Absolutely, I can do that.
Okay.
Well, first of all, I really love to thank you everyone for coming. I know how difficult it is for some of you have to travel, all the way here. But I think this show would not have happened. I do get quite a bit of help putting it all up. I mean, Bessie Belcher is just so amazing. I didn't know how she does it. She come in and seems routinely I have to take like weeks, if not more than 1 week to install the work. But because Bessie just like get in and Robert, Ricky, Betty, and a few of them just show up and help and pretty much I get off work every day in the hospital and come in and install, and we pretty much get done with about roughly less than a week or a week.
A little less than a week.
Yeah, a little less than a week. So which is relatively, most of the work is not easy to install, as you see. So I think it's hard for me. I can be here for 2 hours talking about all this work. so I think unless I talked about an hour and a half with one of the workshop at Texas A&M. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm kind of pick certain piece and talk a little bit about it, and if you're interested in know more about it, either ask me a question or feel free to interrupt me. I really have no problem at all. So many of this work evolved in the last 15 or so months because I have a ANSICA, National Conference of Ceramic, have given me a residency award for 2017 to be at in Chile. So I pretty much can have, like, they said the next 15 months, when do you want to come? So I said, right now. I didn't even want to wait because what that happened is last year I have 2 invitations for solo exhibitions. And so I had to plan 2 solo and I have 8 group shows. So between the 8 group show and 2 solo in 1 year, I didn't count this one. This is pretty much a January one. So I pretty much have to plan my time how to get it all done. Routinely, if I have a studio, a Bellevue Mall, it's pretty easy. I just like get off work 4 days a week at the hospital. Either get to the studio and do whatever a couple of hours I can, and I go home and take care of my dad, and then whatever weekends I have time. So with the 1 month in Chile, pretty much allow me to spend a lot of time working through all these projects.
Quite a luxury.
I mean, if you have 1 month, and so Bessie asked me, routinely, I have many rejections. Believe me, I have applied residency after residency, and you get saying no. I don't know how many no I get before I get a yes. So I kind of say, why do you, with all the amazing artists out there, why do you pick me to come to Chile? And then they said, we think you're the one who can speak to no one for a month, or be in the studio for a month with no one to talk to. I said, okay. And because they are so remote in the middle of nowhere, I practically have 1 week I probably did not talk to anyone for a whole week, but just work in the studio. And I didn't care for music. I pretty much work. So I had to think through 2 exhibitions that I'm working through. One of them is in the Amarillo Museum of Art. So I pretty much think that, I could not do experimenting with work when I'm going to show work in the museum. I have to pretty much plan and I have to say, okay, this is what I'm having. Here is, I have such a luxury. Bessie gave me a lot of freedom. She said, okay, you want to? So I have quite, some of the pieces I probably finished in December and January month, pretty much doing a lot of experimenting. So this piece, when I did the work in the museum, is a piece that I'm thinking about the geographic map of Vietnam. So the piece that they want me to talk about, the work had to do with the Vietnam war. Actually the museum invite 4 artists, practically take over the whole museums and do work somewhat related to the Vietnam war. So I'm kind of like, it fit perfectly. So I'm kind of thinking about this piece. I had to, I left Vietnam in 1981. So I'm actually was in Vietnam during the war at that time. So this is, if you look at this, is the map geographically. the map of Vietnam. So I'm kind of love to, instead of having a map go vertical, I turn the map horizontal. And so then when I turn the map horizontal, I'm start using all this music while making all this. I'm thinking about the boat people, foreign with the little boat people. So that's how I start with thinking about boats. When they try to immigrate, when the communists come into the country in 1975, everyone trying to get out. And you can see people are sinking all over the place. Trying to get out, everyone trying to, and they have more people trying to be in one boat than they can hold, the capacity. So you have people are rescued, people are dying everywhere in the water. So I was making this, actually I was working some of this little piece in Chile, and someone actually come and find a seeds of Chile, because Chile, if you ever have been to, have lots of tropical plants. They practically have almost more beyond belief how much they have with the north of Chile, the middle, and then to Santiago, all the way down to the south of they call it the end of the earth. You can go all the way down.
Okay, so let's see. Okay, so that insurance here was made in memory of Vietnam.
In a sense, in a memory or memory. So I routinely would title the piece Memory Number 26, Vietnam. So it's a memory. So I'm routinely, if I run out of idea how I would title the piece, I just call Memory Number 26 until I get something in the parentheses I add on there.
Okay.
So I make my job easier, so I can categorize them.
Okay, and that one would be the memory of Vietnam, feeling terrible horizontal.
Correct, because I think when I was in Chile, I like the landscape versus how you working with art, the element of design, you do verticality is much more active. And so horizontal is more landscape-like, and I love the nature there. And I feel like, if everything is so direct, here's the map, what it is, then there's no point of me. So I kind of love to.
I guess you could think of it superimposed on a globe, and it wouldn't really have an orientation anyway.
Well, thank you, Bessie. So I think I love that idea very much. So for me, I'm never worried. I think the map with north, south, west, east, depend on how you position the map. So it's not. So pretty much in Chile, when I did a workshop there, they call it best have a plans with the seats very similar to that, and they try to figure out how I can make the seats larger, because I'm teaching mold making and slip casting. They said, how do you cast the seats that come out to the mold and they get bigger? And I said, no, I did not think of that way. I practically using the mold and knowing that I'm going to make so much work and I only have 100 pounds of luggage I can get up to the airplane. So I had to make the mold and carve out as much excess as I can and not have so much weight. During that access of carving, this is how the carving access of the plaster from the mold, and then I put those excess in there and I have all this shade by just overlap between the two mold and I carve in the side. So I'm practically drill hole casting. So I bought back quite a bit of molds, but it's all pretty lightweight because I kind of carve into it. And so, because especially when you travel with the botanical plants, it's hard to bring back. So to make the mold, you can still casting. So I have worked as far all the way to get seaweeds from Chile and cast seaweeds and bring the form back. So I have not even worked through all the idea and all the things I bring back from Chile.
That's exciting.
I could not wait to be in the. So instead of moving all the way through, so I can just go, so you don't have to move too much. So I can move right onto this wall right here. So this piece, I titled the piece Passing. Passing being